Yeah.
You know when you hear the first album from Jay-Z, all his old music and his super hits, they're never as good as his new ones.
Zesty.
Chunky! So there's 25 cognitive biases. It's important that we understand what triggers our fans, the business, like every aspect of it, because humans are the same. We're all the same. We're all triggered by the same innate things, but we think we're unique. I hate to tell it, we're not.
Yeah, 100%.
So there's 25 cognitive biases. We're not going to go into all of them today, but there are a few that are really going to help us with addressing it with our own bullshit, but also how do we use it to influence our following and also influence people that we need to do business with, being in the, the producers, the artists, the A&R people, whatever it is, the labels. So the first one is anchor bias. Have you heard of that one?
No.
So anchor bias is, when you hear something where you've heard a piece of information, and then after a while, like you'll hear other pieces of information that counteract that.
Yep.
Now, because that initial bias that you've heard, whether it's something like, if you like doing these type of songs are what could bring fans, then someone else comes in and like this person's like writing these songs and they actually have fans coming in, but it's not this original thing you heard. You're still going to be attached to this thing because you've built up, I guess it's like nostalgia. You know, when you hear the first album from Jay-Z, all his old music and his super hits, they're never as good as his new ones because of this emotional anchoring that we've built up. And
you mean they're better than his new ones?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's what anchoring bias is, and that can really fuck us up in business, in the part of music where we're scared to do different songs.
Well, I mean, this is also like a time to drop the word demoitis in music. If we really want to relate it to a music sort of term, demoitis is where you've listened to the demo of the song you've made for so long.
Yes.
When you say there's a fair bit of time between the session where you initially create the song and then the session where you keep working on it. You get to the session where you keep working and you do a whole bunch of stuff, change a whole bunch of stuff. But because you've listened to that demo version so many times for so long, whatever, you've got that anchor bias that's making you basically dislike any changes that you make to it. You're like, nah, it's not the same.
Even if it's shitter quality.
Yeah.
You still like
exactly.
that.
You're like, nah, it's way better. It's like, well, yeah, at a certain amount of time, you have to address that fact. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, well, yeah, I understand it's got that nostalgia attached to it, but is it really the demo's better, or is it because that was the first time we heard it and we had that initial impact?
Well, we don't like change. Change is a danger. I don't like change. But then that anchor bias also it links into a secondary bias, cognitive bias called confirmation bias.
Okay, which is?
This is like conspiracy theorists' best bias. So let's use this will work in music, but I'm going to do a macro one because everyone just goes, ugh, probably, and they agree.
Yep.
Anti-vaxxers. Now, I'm not pro or anti. Like, it is what it is, okay? This is a neutral statement. You could give an anti-vaxxer, like, diehard evidence that a vaccine actually can save them. They're going to then see that because of their confirmation bias, and that doesn't help. They will disregard that. And the reason being is because they use their confirmation bias, which is when you're trying to find evidence. So stuff like maybe, why are vaccines bad?
Yep.
We don't look at the whole pie. We just Google what are the dangers of vaccines.
Yeah, right, okay.
Same with music. Like confirmation bias is we stick around people that like the same type of music. So they're constantly confirming like, this is great, this is good. And that can get in our way because we're always trying to look for music that is similar rather than being open-minded and seeing the whole thing of, all right, well, this is actually fucking mad.
What can we do?
And that's why we keep friends around us. They go, bro, your song's mad. When your song might be shit because you're getting that confirmation bias. And then as soon as someone else is like, it's kind of crap. And I've been guilty of this. One guy was like, bro, and I hated him. 2 years later, I look back, I was like, he was right. He was the only one saying it to my face. Yeah. So to be aware of it and how to stop this confirmation bias is literally like realize that there is two sides of a pie, because there are parts that like everything has yin and yang, black and white. Like there's everything with that. Like even shit like a car crash, there's something that can come good out of it. It's just we need to find it, you know?
Yeah.
Touch wood. But so yeah, so there's that one. Confirmation bias, be aware of that. Don't surround yourselves around yes people. We hear that a lot. Don't just listen to the same music because you're confirming that that is a good genre. And I'm not saying it is or it isn't, whatever you listen to.
It's always nice to keep your mind open though.
100%.
It's how we evolve. It's how we change. It's why genres have become so intermingled.